Yeah, man. So Claude Mythos was apparently, I guess, Deuce it leaked, right? Or, some of the details got out. Or, no, I think
Something got
Anthropic
out.
actually, I don't know if it leaked and then they kind of made an announcement about it or how the orchestration worked, but
I don't know
they
if it was a
did
preview. It was
announce
something.
it and they kind of just made a statement about it that it was so good. But the reason why this model, I mean, I know every couple of months, there's models that are coming out and there's announcements and it's the next wave. But this one really had the industry kind of in a chokehold is because of its strong cybersecurity implications, basically, I guess, for lack of a better word, is that essentially, I mean, this thing can code so well. I guess they found out that because it just really outperformed Opus 4.6 on all the benchmarks and everything like that.
Not
So,
o-
like, just yeah.
only did it outperform Opus 4.6, Sonnet 4.6 as well. And when I tell you by a landslide it outperformed, it makes them look like a walk in the park, a kid riding their tricycle when you pull up with a Harley. That's what Mythos did to Opus 4.6. Yeah, so this thing is serious and quite frankly might be the real deal for testing out security and exploiting security vulnerabilities.
Just looking at it here, like essentially over 3,000 internal documents allegedly got exposed, and then before they were ready, and then that's when they came out with the Mythos preview on I think April 8th when they kind of officially launched it and mentioned it. And basically, this is a brand new tier of model, so that's the biggest the biggest part of it. So the Opus 4.6 and then allegedly Opus 4.7 is going to come out, which is kind of like a little bump. This one's just like a next tier, I guess is the best way to just to say it, like of a model. So as we talk about like Project Glasswing, Deuce, what is your take on that, Deuce, or your 2 cents?
Look, so here's the thing. I think Project Glasswing or just this type of technology and the capabilities it has in the wrong hands could very well potentially be dangerous, right? And a lot of things, I'm not going to go too long on this because I don't know too much, but there has always been stated the next war will be through cyber in so many words, right?
Hmm.
And if you think about, the way technology has been advancing, I think it's smart for it to be done through Project Glasswing and through these companies, However, it's going to be interesting to see how tight they keep or how they keep a seal on it. So I think the thing about Project Glasswing, so if you don't know, what they have done, they announced that Project Glasswing will bring together AWS, Anthropic, Apple, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. So those companies, if you don't know, are probably the strongest technical companies out. And in my opinion, and this is Deuce's 2 cents, this is how Skynet was formed.
Yeah.
So, I
I
mean,
mean, the
seriously,
comparison is like saying going from a sports car to a fighter jet. You know what I mean? Like in this,
this
I'm
you're
talking about the model itself, yeah, but Glasswing
Yeah,
itself is
you're
like,
literally going from a trike, like a child's tricycle, to a jet going supersonic speed. And
yeah, it's crazy.
it's funny, I've
Not to
seen enough
conflate the
movies.
two things. Yeah, Glasswing, as Deuce was articulating, my bad, Deuce. Like he's saying, those are all the companies that are involved, and you can tell by the company titles that it's a big deal. They're giving them early access, and I know the government and everything like that, and just so they can because this is why. So the reason why is because of the fact that apparently Mythos was kind of let loose for a while to kind of do some things, and it found like 27-year-old bugs, and like there's a few videos that we can reference to get all into the technical details around that.
And so
Matthew
look,
Berman put
not
in a
only
good
did
video and
they
everything.
find
Yeah.
these bugs, you know how fast they found them, where these advanced developers and coders took them much longer. There's been bugs in code that they found in
Or they hadn't even
light
found
speed.
them. Yeah, right. Like
Right.
Mythos just since he found something that we as humans didn't find, so
And it's very interesting, but and I don't say this lightly, but like I said, being funny, but also very, very risk adverse. Skynet might be a real thing after this. Like I don't know.
you've been calling us out there for a while.
Hey, listen, bro. And every day we get one step closer. And this
What's
is
the
a step in the right direction. Project Glasswing, man, come on now.
I know that, reportedly the UK's AI Security Institute, they did confirm that, reportedly confirmed that Mythos is the first AI model to solve their hardest multi-step cyber attack simulation from start to finish. OpenAI has already announced that they'll be closing down Sora, just, very resource intensive and all this other stuff, that's going away. So it's burning, I think, $1 million per day is what they're saying to operate. And the usage dropped below, like usage dropped before below 500,000. Everybody knows about Disney, the $1 billion partnership that they had that was on the table. So it's basically, and the crazy part is they found out also the same time pretty much everybody else found out that Sora was kind of pulling that. So that was just interesting how that occurred anyway. But the app is supposed to go dark on April the 26th, so a little bit
Zero Dark 30. It's already kind of sad what's
yeah,
going on with it.
about
It's
11
like
days from now
they canceled the
as
GPUs and
of the day of this
everything.
record.
And I think Sora 2 was great for content
Yeah,
purposes because think about it as back in the day, you remember Vine, 6-second videos, and this is how people had to be very, very creative in those 6 seconds
they
to
did.
create a viral moment.
Seedance 2.0, as we've spoken about before on the channel, is like currently sits on the throne. That is like, what everybody's rated number one across a lot of the AI video kind of rankings and all of those other things. And that Seedance is brought to us by ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, right? So think it was
Man,
Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt that had that fight scene that went super viral. That was Seedance, and you're seeing a lot more Seedance videos now. So if you've seen something that looks really good, because before Sora, one of the things was it was really good, and it was started to get to where like it may not be AI slop, and some of the videos like, oh, this kind of AI slop is what they were labeling it as. But Seedance ones, like now people are like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like the fight scenes got a little better, more realistic, and just a lot of the reality of it kind of just looks, or just, it's just really cool concepts and everything like that. Creatives are really running wild with that. And then, of course, at first it was the IP stuff. Deuce, I think we brought that was
well,
going
what's
wild.
interesting,
Yeah,
I saw another creator mention this and talk about it, but essentially they kind of was like they led off with, "Hey, Marvel got rid of their whole VFX department because Seedance 2.0 and Clean 3.0 has redefined how CGI and graphics are
yeah,
made, and what before took a $50,000 investment in a team of over 300 artists and visual producers, and it might take hours and even days to do. Seedance did a whole transformation with lighting and correct dimensions in probably about 47 seconds.